The ox. Previously, it was proposed that the image of Yeshua, dragging the cross at his crucifixion, brought to mind an ox as yoked about the neck. In ancient times, oxen were used to till the soil by pulling along a plow. When we consider all of the symbology that is used in the Bible, Yeshua did prepare the field for the seed, the wheat that will be harvested. At the same time, the crucifixion exemplifies the enemy's attempt to prevent that and try to get the tares to thrive in the field instead of the wheat. But references to oxen are not as evident as other symbology. Using the code suggested prior, we might be able to dig below the surface and find some interesting potential messages. Numbers 13:20, and what the land is, whether it be fat or lean, whether there be wood therein or not. And be ye of good courage, and bring of the fruit of the land. Now, the time was the time of the first ripe grapes. In this verse, Moses is instructing 2 spies to go and survey the land and bring back a sample of the grapes they find. A breakdown of the Hebrew for the underlined portion is as follows.
1. Be of good. H 1961. Is, was, be, become, became, will be, come to pass. 2. Urge. H 2388. Fasten upon, seize, be strong, conquer, prevail. 3. Bring. H 3947. To take, accept, mingle, send for. 4. Fruit. H 6529. Fruit, bow, reward. The root is bullock, ox plus ruin, heap. 5. And H 776. Be firm, land, earth, nations, world, wilderness. 6. Time. H 3117. Be hot, day, space of time, continually, everlasting, season. 7. First ripe. H 1061. First fruits, hasty fruit. The root is bear, early fruit. 8. Grapes. H 6025. Bear fruit, grape, wine.
The Hebrew for grapes is a compound of I and nab, which is ware fruit.
H 6025. Inab. Inob. From an unused root, probably meaning to bear fruit. A grape. Ripe grape. Wine. And the roots. H 335. I. Where. Hence how. Etymology. Perhaps from H 370. With H 5011. Nob. Fruit. Nob, a place in Palestine. Etymology. The same as H 5108.
A transliteration can be composed. Come to pass, prevail, send for, ox, ruin, nations, be hot, untimely fruit. Where? Fruit. A translation can be proposed that goes like this. It will come to pass that I will send for the ox, and he will bring the nations to a heap, and they will be a wilderness. There will be everlasting heat for the untimely fruit, and people will say, where are they? To support this proposed translation, we find an ox here. Psalm 106:19. They made a calf in Horeb, and worshipped the molten image. 20. Thus they changed their glory into the similitude of an ox that eateth grass. Here we see ox used to describe the idol the people made during their exodus out of Egypt. This is the false ox, like the false rock and false Christ. The true ox has prepared the field, and he will come back and reduce the nations of the world to a heap, plowing them under, as when oxen are used to mulch the remnants of the harvest with the earth. Their behavior is as Nebuchadnezzar's was, the Babylonian, who was worshipped as a god. Daniel 3:1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image, which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Everyone in the kingdom was to worship the image, the idol he made in his image. A very important observation. In Daniel 3, verse 1, we have 60, which is 60, and we have 6. 2 of the 3 6s are here in this verse. But the king was troubled, as we see here. Daniel 4:23. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down, and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. 24. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king. 25. That they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. If we take the verses above literally, we could say that he was exiled to the wilderness among the animals, with only grass to eat. However, with our knowledge of symbology, we can look at this account from a different perspective. The field is the world, and the beasts are people. Joshua is the ox, among the bulls and heifers of all stripes. And for the latter part of the sentence, realize that the book of Daniel was written primarily in Chaldee, the language of the Babylonians, and many words are derived / related to Hebrew. As an example, the word translated as grass has a primary definition of moth, and is derived from a root word meaning glisten or be green like grass. Grass, any tender herb. Instead of being fed grass like an ox, how about being fed the wet with dew from heaven tender herb of the ox? He, the king, did after all come to understand the truth. Daniel 4:37. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. We see in Jeremiah what the wilderness will be without the dew from heaven. Jeremiah 9:10. For the mountains will I take up a weeping and wailing, and for the habitations of the wilderness a lamentation, because they are burned up, so that none can pass through them. Neither can men hear the voice of the cattle. Both the fowl of the heavens and the beast are fled, they are gone. 11. And I will make Jerusalem heaps, and a den of dragons. And I will make the cities of Judah desolate, without an inhabitant. 12. Who is the wise man, that may understand this? And who is he, to whom the mouth of the Lord hath spoken, that he may declare it? For what? The land perisheth, and is burned up like a wilderness, that none passeth through. The untimely figs, and those who sleep with the adulteress, will be gone, burned up. The people will look around, and ask, Where have they all gone? The field of stubble left, after the consuming fire, will be plowed under by the ox, and a new field will spring to life out of the wilderness, with fresh water and green things.